I'd like to start off by thanking the officers and my colleagues, Councillor Ralph Cook and Councillor Hinchy, for the commitment they had showed since 2012 to the LDP and all the hard work they have done. As most of you will be aware, we are currently paying a heavy price for not having an up-to-date plan in place. This Labour administration has already shown strong leadership by producing an LDP that is fit for purpose, unlike the previous administration's LDP, which had to be withdrawn because of the inspector's concerns. Since the deposit LDP was approved at Council in September 2013, consultations have taken place on the deposit LDP and on the alternative sites. Further work has also been carried out on the issues raised and to consider if any changes are required to the deposit LDP prior to the submission for independent examination. I can confirm that no significant changes are required to the deposit LDP, which was approved at Council last autumn. It is important to point out that the Welsh Government's Planning Department has raised no fundamental issues on the deposit LDP. This is very different to the Welsh Government's comments on the previous administration's deposit LDP, which raised significant issues at this stage, which is why the plan had to be withdrawn. This LDP will provide the new jobs and homes that are desperately needed in this city. This plan will also provide us the framework to deliver the new infrastructure such as sustainable transport solutions, schools, health centres and other community facilities. It also allows us to put in place policies to protect the environment, such as the Green Belt. The situation we are in at the moment is that we have a plan that was approved in 1996, and that is simply not acceptable for a capital city of Wales. Due to the lack of plan, we do not have an adequate supply of housing land. We only have a supply of 3.2 years instead of 5 years. This means the developers are busy pressing ahead with their schemes across the city, especially on greenfield sites. It is important to point out by not having a plan in place does not stop developments. It simply means that as a council, we have far less control on where the development takes place and less control on phasing facilities and transport solutions. I will now conclude by making 6 key statements. Let's start with the metro proposals for the city. The Labour administration is working hard to ensure that ambitious transport plans come forward for Cardiff. As many of you will be aware, Welsh Government is preparing a detailed programme for the phased implementation of metro projects. If this moves forward, then we'll be exploring the development of a tram and bus rapid system. However, I need to make it absolutely clear, even if this does not come about, the city will be developing its own sustainable transport strategy, which will provide outstanding transport accessibility to the north-west Cardiff and to all other priority areas to support the new development. This administration is also developing an effective funding strategy based upon SIL, Section 106, and funding regimes to support all of these proposals in a timely manner. I will now turn to the public transport delivery phasing. Regarding the new settlements that are being proposed, we will ensure that before any housing is delivered, a full sustainable transport strategy will be in place that will deliver a 50-50 modal split. We will also make sure that an effective rapid transit option from the new areas into the city centre will be provided in parallel with the timing of the delivery of major areas of new housing. In addition to the bus rapid transit, there will be a fully sustainable approach to walking and cycling, as well as major improvements to the existing bus network, including more bus priority. We will now look at the route alignment in north-west Cardiff. All sorts of claims have been made about potential route alignment. I will say it again, as I have said on many occasions before, such options and recommendations presented by the consultants have no formal status as development proposals, and there is no clear evidence to support a specific option recommendation. Given this, I can state unequivocally that there is currently no definitive route alignment or preferred transit mode for the rapid transit corridor route in the northwest of the city. Let's turn to the impact on local properties. Concerns have been raised about the potential damaging impacts of transport proposals on properties. Since there is no clear evidence to support a specific option recommendation, we are unable to say at this point if there will be any impact on properties. However, we can categorically state that we will seek to minimise any detrimental effects on local neighbourhoods, and we will fully and extensively consult with local areas and people before any proposals are developed further. A lot has been said about the bus lane on Cadbury's Road East. Based on assessment of UK good practice, it is possible to categorically rule out in the future any proposals for a bus only along Cadbury's Road East and any proposals to introduce large-scale one-way circulation traffic proposals in this area. It is important to clarify that this option was never supported by Cardiff Council, but was proposed by the transport consultants, Arabs, and presented as evidence in the LDP. However, following an assessment of this option, officers had decided that this would not be appropriate given the circumstances of the local area and UK best practice. Concerns have also been raised about the potential quality of these new sustainable developments. I want to make it absolutely clear that this Council is committed to ensuring, as far as its planning powers permit, the delivery of a not car-based suburban estates, but rather of high-quality new neighbourhoods with a real sense of Cardiff quality and identity, based upon sustainable transport, and we are also working closely with the Developers and Design Commission for Wales in making this a reality. I would ask you to support this proposal. Thank you very much.